Don Imus has been an icon of talk radio for more than 30 years. What has set him apart, what has made him popular, in fact, has been his tendency to say pretty much whatever comes to his mind. He seems to enjoy criticizing, castigating, demeaning, degrading, and mocking everyone and everything that crosses his mind. And he's popular because we enjoy that. We like watching people get skewered, laughed at, and pilloried as long as it's not us. It's a kind of emotional gladiatorism where we watch other people getting their blood spilled in the Colosseum. We don't quite have the guts to kill them ourselves, but we sure don't mind watching as somebody else does it. This is the source of the popularity of people like Imus, Dr. Phil, Dr. Laura, Howard Stern, Jerry Springer, and many others. It's not a very great reflection on who we are as people, but we rarely consider it because, after all, we aren't directly involved. We're just watching. And what could possibly be wrong with that? Of course, the irony of this is that if the person we love seeing wield the emotional sword on our behalf goes just a little too far, then we turn on him or her and say, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that." We pay them to do our dirty work for us, but don't get too dirty. It's all a bit hypocritical, but on the whole, we've never shied from hypocrisy much. Take the case of Don Imus. This man has made $25 million a year for NBC on the radio for a long time, which means that millions of people listen to him every day. We love him. And for the longest time, he has said things that are absolutely reprehensible. Referring to a black woman who was covering the White House for the New York Times, he said, "Isn't the Times wonderful? It lets the cleaning lady cover the White House." He called a Washington Post writer a big-nosed, beanie-wearing Jew boy, and he calls Arabs routinely towel heads. Now, despite all this hateful rhetoric, this man has all the highest-powered guests imaginable on his show, whenever he wants them. Movie stars, U.S. senators, members of the cabinet. He's as popular as Santa Claus. But then, the other day, the Rutgers University women's basketball team lost the national championship game to the team from the University of Tennessee. And apparently, in Don's view, the women from Rutgers didn't quite have the same polish as the women from Tennessee. He commented on the fact that they had tattoos, for example, and then he said, referring directly to the women from Rutgers, "That's some nappy-headed hoes there." And right then, the world of Don Imus exploded. What happened? We'll talk about that in the next session.